The Fed's declaration of New York as a major disaster area eligible for emergency protective measures must bring a speedy influx of government cash, Senator Chuck Schumer urged Saturday.
FEMA needs to get to work now to open these many billions in direct aid for New York and individuals to help save lives and protect public health, the New York Democratic senator tweeted.
New York, with over 10,000 confirmed cases, has more coronavirus sufferers than any other state, with more than 6,000 in New York City alone.
According to a statement from FEMA, money for emergency protective measures would be available for state, local and tribal governments, along with certain nonprofit organizations.
President Trump mentioned the New York emergency declaration Saturday, and said a similar declaration may soon be made for California.
Elsewhere in Washington, lawmakers continued talks on an economic recovery package that Trump said could end up costing $2 trillion.
Trump said lawmakers were getting very close to enacting a $2 trillion bipartisan coronavirus economic stimulus package that would include $1.3 trillion to $1.4 trillion in direct spending and around $600 billion in loans that would have to be paid back.
He praised both Republicans and Democrats and lauded a spirit of solidarity. In the U.S., we had the greatest economy in the history of the world, Trump said. We can be back very, very quickly.
Also during his news conference, Trump reiterated his recent boasts of the government's tremendous response to the coronavirus pandemic.
We've had a tremendous response in the federal government, he said. We're working very hard.
Nearly 200,000 Americans have completed testing for coronavirus, officials said.
Trump also repeated his claim that the pandemic was totally unexpected despite reports that he received dire warnings about the impact as early as January.
The magnitude is something that no matter who you were, where you come from, nobody ever thought a thing like this could happen, Trump said. A Washington Post story that outlined the warnings was a disgrace, the president said.
The announcement of New York as a major disaster area came after thousands of airline workers at LaGuardia, JFK and Newark airports learned they were laid off on Friday, days after airlines announced plans to seek a $60 billion bailout package for the plummeting industry.
The employees, most of whom are members of 32BJSEIU, are subcontractors for airlines. They work as baggage handlers, terminal and cabin cleaners, assist wheelchair passengers and hold customer service positions. Most earn $15.60 per hour, said the union.
This week, airlines asked the government to give them a $60 billion bailout in the form of loans, grants and tax relief. The contracted airport workers receive nothing. They earn the least yet risk themselves the most. Many lack health care to even care for themselves in the face of this pandemic, said Kyle Bragg, president of 32BJSEIU. While the president signed legislation granting paid sick leave to workers, this law doesn't apply to the contracted airport workers because many are employed by companies with 500 or more employees.